Hello and welcome back to ETS2 Survival Trucking. Right, so from the last episode we left Paris, arrived in Bourges, and that's where our next job will be coming from. I just want to check these emails. Drivers with own equipment needed. Oh wow. Right, so we definitely need a truck soon. Great, we have special transports, that's fantastic. Bigger loads, heavy duty stuff. Right, let's get started. So we start in Luxembourg, went to Paris, arrived at Bourges. Now let's look. We can head, alright, that's a nice price. Milk, 27 tons. Right. That's quite close. So let's say heavy cargo. The truck looks to be able to accommodate 530 horsepower. Nice. Yeah, this one should have no problem. Let's deliver some milk to Dijon. Right, little nighttime drive. And we have a sat nav, that's good. Right, let's turn the lights. Oh wow. Oh, we're all prepared. We've got the tank on and we're ready. Right. I actually have to admit this is probably one of the first times I've driven a DAF truck, DAF truck. And actually, whoa, look at that. Look at that wood grain. My goodness. Right, let me just have a quick adjust of my seat. I'd like a bit more of a wider range. 80 should be fine. I just felt like the sat nav's a bit close to the bottom. I can still see it and all, but alright. Alright, we're on our way. Ah, fantastic. So, it is heavy cargo, but we are making some pretty good work of it. It does help that our truck is quite high spec. 530 horsepower, I believe. Right, it's still heavy though. It's still 27 tons of milk, which is lots and lots of milk. But the journey itself should be fairly quick, so we're not too far away from our destination. But the nice thing is, we are probably only 2 more episodes, this one included, away from owning our very own lorry, which is very exciting. I do like the prospect of continuing on with quick jobs and such. However, and to be honest, I guarantee you there will be quick jobs that can earn us more money than when we have our own truck. But we are going to be suffering less of a pay cut, when it comes to owning our own, except for, of course, maintenance fees, toll fees, and fuel charges. But it's our own truck, which is massive for us. And it will be a small spec truck, probably 300 some horsepower to begin with, just because it is going to be a very basic beginning vehicle, but we will upgrade it. I would like to see us out having the one truck for as long as possible, racking up many miles onto it, if we can. Alright, we're out of the city, now we can pick up some speed. Oh yeah, we'll have no problems with this. It's too bad that France is mostly 80 kilometers an hour versus I believe, where is it? I think Luxembourg was 90, was it not? Germany, I believe, maybe 80 as well. They do vary, country to country, of course. But 80 kilometers an hour with 27 tons of milk is quite something. Right, so we'll have a quick look at our TripAdvisor here just to see. We have 5.5 hours left until we arrive at our destination and no rest necessary. So it must be that you don't need to rest when you're oh wow, we're doing so much quicker than we should be. Sorry, I didn't notice that. I'm sure that can happen in real life as well. Just not notice that you're speeding. Yes, I know my speed now. Right. Well, let's get through the little city and make our way. What I was saying is I don't think that resting is something that happens when you don't own your own truck, because so far we have not needed to rest. The sort of quote-unquote resting seems to happen in between jobs, as if your in between jobs is resting, because the jobs are very close together for the most part. The other thing is that I believe after we finished a quick job and we look at the world map, it puts us back in Luxembourg, which obviously we're not. That's not the plan. We're going to try and stay in the city our destination city, and go on to the next job from there. Right, I do quite like that wood paneling. It's very wood paneling though, isn't it? Very wood. Right. Beautiful night sky with all the stars in. I quite like this DAF truck. Is it DAF? D-A-F? Like man? The man trucks? M-A-N? Man trucks? I reckon that DAF is fine. Oops. I'm going a bit quick. Right, see? We're naturally finding a Renault dealership, which is great. Hello. Maybe in the future we'll own one. Who knows? Alright, so we'll take a right up ahead and carry on with our journey. Right, okay. Also, I'm wondering about suggestions for trailers, because now we don't even have our own truck yet, but I would like to plan for what we'll do once we have it, be it just drive freight market, where we pick up whatever trailer we need, but I would eventually like to look into owning our own, at least a simple curtain side. But I don't know if it's financially worth it. Do you know what I mean? Eventually maybe an insulated trailer or something we can carry, some kind of dry goods that need to be maybe not refrigerated but insulated at the very least. Right, we've increased our speed, yes, a little bit. Again, we're in no position to be paying speeding fines. Just because we want to save as much money as we can. Right, so it being night, I suppose I could have... I don't know if you can rest without a truck or not. But it would be kind of nice to be able to rest into the morning time or until the daytime. However, this is the time we arrived where we arrived, so be it. I love going under these bridges as well. Oh, slowing down a bit for the bridge. And I will use cruise control as often as I can. It just helps to keep... There are many moving bits to this. Whether it's shifting, because now probably going to be 80 as soon as we pull out of the bridge. So I will prepare for it. No, still 70. Right, oh, there we go. But I will try and shift down, shift up to get to our desired speed as often as possible versus just clicking cruise control and flicking up to the speed we desire. Unless I'm like this close. There we go, 80 right on. Nice. Okay. Now we can cruise on through. Fuel is looking alright. Got lots of fuel. Everything's happy. Right, so we can have a little look at our route advisor, trip advisor here. Right, so we've got milk, it's 1 in the morning, 3.5 hours till we reach our destination, and much time remaining on the job. So it is nice that they give us that time. There are situations I've encountered where obviously need to detour or something, and it adds on even an hour to your time sometimes, which is a bit frustrating, of course. But that's good that they give you that time for the job remaining, which is very nice of them. And you know what? I probably could rest now and get us to daytime. But first, we need to deal with this. It should work out nicely for us to arrive, and then the next job will be during the day as well. Of course, I can't promise that every single journey will be done during the day, the daylight. Obviously, I know it makes for a better video. But at least this has its own sort of atmospheric charm, I do hope at least. I know playing it on my screen, night looks fine, but when you're watching it in video format, it can be a bit difficult to see what's going on. Right, so I'm going to turn here. Right, got another toll coming up right now. See the little arrow above us there? Should be able to just roll right through. Thank you. Makes it very easy for us, especially with the tolls being paid by our employer. Definitely one less thing to worry about. Probably don't need to take a milk tanker that wide of a turn, but I do like to prepare myself in case I do have a B train or whatever you call it with the double trailers, or even just a longer trailer than this one. See, I'll give that guy his room to exit, that's fine. I can do that because I was allowed the space on the left lane, no cars coming. Right, and so if we look at our sat-nav, we've got a straightaway coming up, and we're at 90 now as well, 90 kilometers on this main road. It must have been a smaller road we were on. This is obviously a bigger, highway. freeway, motorway, whatever you'd like to call it. And we are at 90, travelling away, right. And we're all set. It is nice once you get your sat-nav set and your cruise control and everything's good, and then you can just focus on the drive. It's just so lovely. Even at night, there's still lots going on. Right, so all these trucks are probably doing the speed limits as well, which makes it difficult for me to want to pass them. But I'd like to keep my momentum. So I think I can safely pass on the left without speeding too much. Right, we'll set it off at 90 again. And maybe we'll have to slip in behind this truck here. No, he's slowing down. Right. Surely this wouldn't be perceived as unrealistic. I mean, if the trucks, if you're trying to go 90 kilometers an hour and the trucks in front of you are clearly going less than 90 and you're in the right-hand lane, I mean, wouldn't it make sense to exit over, pass safely, and then, like, once I'm past this truck on the right, I'm just gonna slip in front of it and then carry on in the right-hand lane. I just don't understand why they're going 80, 85, however fast they are going, when the speed limit is 90 and I'm passing them doing the speed limit. I don't know, these are the little things that I have no experience on, especially with driving an actual truck, because surely there are rules like that, maybe unofficial rules as well in the trucking communities. Obviously there are road rules which are pretty commonplace, such as speeding. But yes, we'll keep our journeys as realistic and hopefully entertaining as possible, even if it is dark. I'm very excited to. I always love starting the from nothing sort of in games like that as well. I've done it on stream a few times for different games, not so much for ETS. When I was streaming ETS 2, I was doing mostly my main profile, which I had started, I believe it was in London, that one. And, oh, see, I've got a speeding offence, because I wasn't paying attention. Ironically, we were just talking about that. Right. So there's a small... Is this a copper then behind me? Guess we'll find out in a second. Well, at least it was only 80 euros. But sometimes... maybe it's not copper. Maybe he was passing the other way. Frustrating. Anyways, yes, it's very important to keep an eye on that. The other issue with having the auditory GPS, so them telling you where to go, is that it doesn't. You have to pay very close attention to, well, all the signs, be it street signs, speed signs, direction signs, all that. Because with the sat-nav, it just tells you where to go. And even then, you can sometimes miss where you're supposed to go. Was I supposed to... Is he going to come out? No. Was I supposed to go that other way? I think I was. I think I was meant to. I'm just going to have a quick look at the map. I think I may... Speaking of it, I may... Yeah, I did. 100%. I missed that road. I should have went up this way, but I did not. Damn. Right, well that's no matter. We are still making our way, although we have another toll to hit. So I have added a little bit of time onto our journey. Hopefully that's alright. Episode 3, I'm missing turns, getting speed fines. Yes, hopefully we have a clean rest of our journey. Although I don't think I added too much time on. Right, so we've got about 2 hours left in the journey itself. This will be a nice influx of cash, I believe. Yeah, so it says 8,754 euros for this job, on top of our roughly 15,000 that we already have. We're well on our way. Like I say, I think episode 5 we will either be just able to purchase our very first lorry, or we'll be purchasing it, one of the two. Right, so past these fellas that are going a bit slower, I reckon I need to exit soon though. I was hoping I could get a bit more momentum going. Okay, he's far enough away. Right. Okay, so we are... Yeah, the detour was hardly a detour. It was still very close to where we're going. Thank you so much for letting me in. Let's check all this. Looks good. Right, turn off before we miss another exit. Dijon, that's our destination. Right, so yeah, there is just the one toll booth, I believe. And as you can see as well, the sun is trying very hard to rise. Because I believe now the time is 4:30 in the morning, so yes, our next journey should be either with a sunrise or during the day. Right, so you see how this guy went into this one. Gonna do the same thing. Just follow right through. There we go. Hopefully they're not too annoyed about the extra toll booth charge. Oh, at least we're ending the episode in a very nice sunrisey way. Sunrisey, yes, indeed. Right. So this series will definitely be more of a less edited and refined. It's a bit more authentic in that sense, where it's purely just, I may, like I've said in the previous episode, do some editing at the beginning, editing at the end, and that's it. I want to keep it as authentic and, you know, real, I guess, and raw as possible, since it is literally just me driving a lorry across Europe, which is a very exciting proposition in itself. A very interesting thing to do in real life as well. Oh yes, beautiful. The day is already coming through as gorgeous. What a fantastic way to end our journey. Ah yes, beautiful. You can see it in the background there in the mirror. So yes, it was a heavy load. It does take a little bit of getting going. Luckily for us, the truck provided had ample power, so we had no issues. Right, just about entering the city limits. Have to reduce our speed soon. Must be approaching very nearly. We've got a bit of a... It's not a roundabout at all. Right, okay. Sorry, I was just keeping an eye on that fella coming, who's turning, because I didn't want him to think he could just take me on the inside lane. I was just picking up my speed. I would hate to have to crash through him. Alright, it is 50 kilometers now that we're in the city. Just our speed equal. There's the coppers. Just our speed accordingly. Try not to use cruise control in the city if I can help it. Sometimes I do, depending on where we're at. See, this is a good reason to speed in. Right, but we have turns coming up, and eventually we have a drop, which is approaching very soon. Right, well, we're just approaching Dijon now. Happy days, and it should be up on our right there. See if we can make this light. Thank you, light. Should be just here on our left. Ah, yes. Very, very nice. And we've arrived. Where do you need it? Do you need it there? Alright. No, can get rid of that. Right, okay. They are really testing us now. Want us to park in between two trailers now. Oh my. Obviously, anytime you are reversing any sort of trailer or anything in general, you want to be as lined up straight as possible. So in this case I was not, but I have discovered that if you do it right, you can actually go in from quite an angle. That was a bad example because I had to divert, but see, and that was too quick. The other journeys were not... I don't think I had to reverse and go forward once. Just straight back and beautiful. Engine, brake, decoupling, and we've finished. Right, congratulations us. Bourges to Dijon got their milk. And we now have an extra £8,754. Very high value. Let's keep adding on to this. This makes no sense because we don't have our own truck yet. Let's apply that. Oh, we've got another email. Who keeps emailing us? We can help you grow. Right, they really want me to take their money, but I'll tell you why. It's because if you look at the bank, look at these interest rates. 12%, 23%. Nah, not a chance. Beautiful. So we are at 24,551. By the time we finish our next journey, we'll have earned enough to purchase our first lorry. So that is very exciting. Once again, thank you so much for watching ETS2 Survival Trucking. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, take care and bye for now.